Good morning everyone. Since I last spoke to you yesterday when I was working on the compass, I have done a few things. As you can see up here, I have pulled apart the helm or the steering. We had a hydraulic leak, so I've pulled apart the steering unit, got new O-rings, rebuilt that, put that back together, and I have also sealed up. We had some injector leaks, so I've put new washers on our injectors, or some of them anyway, not all of them, and replace them. What we're now going to do is give it a start and a test and see whether I've got any leaks or I've made a mistake. We'll soon see.
And guess what?
Hello.
And guess what? I just ran into the diver, so he'll be here soon.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's about to dive for a phone, so he's going to come here after that.
Oh, that's good.
Yay!
Okay, let's give it a go. First things first, check the injectors. Hydraulics. So it had a little leak down the back because I overfilled it. Not sure whether you can see that. Anyway, on the top of the autopilot we've got our rudder position that I can see. Rudder's moving. No leaks. So it was leaking around the rear seal and the front seal. There's a little bit of it. Keep an eye on that. Front seal. All looks good. We'll run it for 10 minutes just to make sure.
So we've got our diver arrived, and they're just getting prepared so that they can have a look and see if they can work out why our sonar's not working. So he's hopefully going to clear the transducer. I can pretend it's Carl, they've got the same haircut. Fingers crossed, guys.
hasn't got a bottom. There's the bottom there, huh?
Mm-hmm. So it's murky. No?
Still not right. Shit.
Well, it can't be. There's nothing more he can do, is there?
No.
Thank you. So, how did today go?
Well, it was a bit hectic today. We had lots of stuff happening. But come upstairs and I'll show you. Come with me. Come. Well, to start with, I've got the steering back together and that's all been tested and that's good. Hydraulics are all good, don't leak. That's great. I have, as I was showing you, tested the injectors that I redid and they're all good, so that's a win. I have sorted out the base for the compass. That's all been sanded, oiled, ready to go for the new compass, which is good. We've ordered a new compass, which is good, but the not so good is our depth sounder, our sonar. So if anyone knows what's going off here, it's got the depth, but this is the actual bottom here. It's not showing the bottom. It's got issues and we don't know why. As you saw, we had the diver come in and he made sure that we didn't leave the tape on, made sure it was cleaned and all of those sorts of things. It didn't really affect it. It just made it a bit crisper, the top there, but its bottom is still not there. So I don't really know what's happened. We tried to put in a plate to make sure that it was reflecting well and all of that, but it still didn't seem to help. So that's a bit of a problem. But the good thing out of it is the diver that come out, Shane, and his wife Melissa, are awesome. So we had a good chat to them and they are boat trainers and sailing trainers and boat delivery people. So hopefully we have got sorted out some sailing training to come. So they seem very casual and seem like that we're going to hopefully hang out with them because they seem great. So that's a really good thing out of it. So all in all today, not too bad. Everything could have gone bad, but only a couple of things did, or only one really, and that's it. So that was all good. Cheers. Signing off for today.
If you like what we're creating, maybe consider Patreon. For as low as $5 a month, you can help us keep on creating, along with getting early access and inside info.
Come across a little problem with the water maker install. Minor problem, we can fix it. The power cord for the motor. So this can be directly wired or it can be plugged in. It's only that long. It nearly makes it to the PowerPoint, but not quite, hey? Look at that. And you wouldn't want it like that anyway. So what I've done, I've gone ahead and purchased some extension lead, installed a plug on the end, and I'm just going to put a new lead on that motor. Of course, it's 240 AC, so don't do this at home if you're not an electrician, but that's what I'm doing. So we're just going to take that top off, put a new lead in there so we can run it all the way around the edge nice and neatly to the PowerPoint. First job for today. Let's get into it. Getting there. Filters going in. Hopefully. There we go. I'm just waiting on 2 more valves for the whole system and I'm done in here. I just need to connect it up to the saltwater strainer. Got all my tank valves there. I've got a test valve, laid them all, got all the power sorted out down there. Our drinking water's all done with a carbon filter, a cleanable ceramic filter and a UV sterilizer. If we feel the need to use the UV sterilizer, we have to manually turn it on. Pump's all hooked up, new lead in, that's all good. All the lines are all hooked up. Filters, as you saw, just done. So they're the saltwater filters. This one is the freshwater flush filter. So that's all right to go. Freshwater flush timer. So it flushes itself every 7 days just to keep the membranes in good condition and to make sure that they're not going stale. Boost pump down the bottom. Got a little diesel leak that I've been trying to fix for the last week or so. So we're just running the motor and seeing whether it still leaks after I've brightened it up a bit. But I'm not too confident. That now too, straight away. So, luckily before, when I was running the motor to fix the diesel leak, which I didn't fix, I need some more parts, Catherine spotted that one of the engine mounts was loose because she could see the washer moving around underneath the nut. So I'm going to try and get down there now and do it up. I can't get a socket on it because it's too long, so I'm going to just have to use a normal open-ended spinner. And hopefully I've got one that fits, but we'll soon see. Lucky I've got truck tools. If you get a boat, get truck tools.
And we're also having a fish curry for dinner tonight, so we might just show you that. We were lucky enough to have our backpacker friends come over and they left us with a wahoo. So that's tonight's dinner.
Are they backpacker friends? Because they're not really backpacking, they're sailing.
Well, they're sailing friends, but they're like working like backpackers. So they're backpacker sailors.
Okay.
Okay.
Catherine has made tonight a lovely looking fish curry from our locally caught fish. And I can't wait to taste it with a bit of coriander. For those that love coriander, we do. For those that hate it, well, you can leave it off. But anyway, that's dinner tonight. Woo! Happy with that.
The coriander's from our little garden and all the other produce is from a locally sourced green grocery farm.
There's a lovely one, isn't there? Just up the road.
So everything here is pretty much fresh except for the rice.
Finally, I've got my 2 valves for the water maker. The last bit for the water maker. And then I can give it a flush. We can't actually test it because we're in the marina and the water quality here is average because it's downstream from a town and all that. But at least we can flush it, test the pumps and so on. So I'll get into putting them in.
If you happen to be in the market for a water maker, use our discount code for 5% off. Saves you about $350.
we had a bit of a leak in one of the fittings, so I had to redo it. It was actually because I've got 1/2 inch hose into a 12mm fitting. It didn't fit properly, but I don't have another fitting 1/2 inch, so it's just gonna have to do. I've got no choice. Okay, try again. Turn it on, turn it to manual. No leaking. That's great. Oh no. Another leak, I think. Wow, well that's no good. Why are all the fittings leaking? I had another leak. Got a bit wet. Went everywhere. What's happened is the suppliers of this system have given me 1/2 inch hose and 12mm fittings. So they're a different size by a little bit for those that don't understand. So they're extremely difficult to get together, and they're not meant to go together. Got no idea why they gave me 1/2 inch hose and 12mm fittings, but we'll chat about that on Monday. For now, I've tapered the ends of it. Going to put a tiniest bit of Vaseline on them to try and get them in, because 1/2 inch is bigger than 12mm. Turning the water on. Times 2, 3, Mark 3. No leaks here apart from the water everywhere that sprayed everywhere. That's good. So at the moment it's in flush. So that's the salt water out for the concentrated salt or the brine, and in this case it's just fresh water because I'm flushing it. Hopefully no more leaks. Okay, we're going to commission our water maker, and there's a whole startup commissioning list here that we need to do for the first time. It's 2 pages long. So let's get on to it. Open the boat seawater intake. Done. Visual inspect for leaks. Well, we've sort of done that. Power on the TDS meter. Turn the flush timer off. Yeah, it's off. Make sure the needle valve is fully open, 0 pressure, by turning the silver knob anti-clockwise till it stops. Starting the water maker without the valve in the fully open position, therefore under pressure, will result in a surge of high pressure water to the membrane, causing immediate damage. Well, we don't want to do that, do we? Anti-clockwise. Switch on the low pressure pump and run for a few minutes, making sure the system is primed and purged of all visible air bubbles. Check and fix any visible leaks. Check that seawater is reaching the filter by pushing the red button on top of each micron filter housing until water comes out. The low pressure gauge should be reading about 10 to 20. If reading less than 5, filters may require cleaning. Check that the seawater is running through the system and out the brine overboard. We can do that. Once water flow is confirmed to be flowing out the brine overboard outlet, it is safe to start the high pressure pump. Okay, switch on the low pressure pump. Pump is on. It's very quiet. Check for flow. We have flow. Yep, we have flow. Check to make sure we got brine overboard. We have got brine overboard. Switch on the high pressure pump and check that you have increased steady stream of water flowing through the system and out the out the brine overboard. Run for a few minutes to clear bubbles. Check and fix any leaks. Never run the high pressure pump without adequate water flowing through the system. Main pump on. Off. 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 So we have to run it up to 800 psi, and when we've got constant flow, the TDS meter should be below 500 parts per million. Should be making approximately 80 litres per hour per membrane, so 160 for us. So we've got nearly 800 psi, 140. We go up to 800, we've probably got 160, nearly 150, 123 parts per million, if you can see that. Boost pressure is 5. So to shut it down, we back it off. Turn off our main pump, turn off our boost pump. Sure is loud. Now we're going to flush it. So we're going to do a freshwater flush, and we're going to flush the pump first. Well, the water maker is completely installed, commissioned and working. So that is it for the water maker. No leaks. I'm going to let it all dry out. I'm going to put a fan in here and let it dry out, and then we will run it again and check to make sure there's nothing weeping or anything like that. But for now, all completely done. Finally, flush timer is set for 2 minutes every 7 days. So it's going to do an automatic flush by itself every 7 days, just to keep the membranes fresh. Now we're going to see if we can back flush.
He's gonna back flush.
We've got to come here to see that. Well, that works, eh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So what does that mean for us, that you can back flush?
I can get all the salt water out of that line now, and we're also back flushing our filter here with fresh water.
Right. So you're not leaving any salt water residue in any of the
lines to go bad for our drinking water.
Ah, tricky.
So when you turn it on, it's just going to be
fresh,
nice fresh water.
Okay.
Instead of having manky black salt water sitting in the line.
Like the stinky toilet.
Yeah.
Cool. And is that a normal feature?
No, it's a coal feature.
Right. Of course, I should have known.
That normal feature, they don't think about that. Well, some water makers do actually. So we're all done. And thank you to Water Makers Australia for helping us out with my questions and installation and so on. So far, I'm all happy. Hopefully fresh water to come for years and years. You do need to do maintenance on the membranes every 5 years apparently. I'm not sure whether they need replacing then or what the go is, but every 5 years they require some sort of maintenance. And the pump obviously needs oil changed every 50 hours, and then I think first one's 50 and then it's every 500 after that. Only thing we do need to check is that it runs on the inverter. We'll do that next time.
Oh, the deck's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. His favourite tool. Gosh. How close! My God.
Rust would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh wow.